When you discover this creative power within you, then you will know what it really means to break the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes and feed multitude. Let's get right into it. Greetings to all of humanity. It's really my joy, my pleasure, my honor to be greeting you as usual and always bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And as you know, we've been speaking and the abundance code of 153, which holds the secret of 3, 6, and 9. For if you understand that 1 plus 5 is 6, and 6 plus 3 is 9, you would realize right there that number holds the secret of 3, 6, 9. Okay? Now, for those of you who might be listening to me for the very first time, I want to let you know the basis of what I teach. I teach that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. For the Bible is written symbolically, and it has no reference to anyone that existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that took place on earth thousands of years ago. From Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, it's all a great psychological drama. It's all have to do with the human psyche. That is why at this time, I'm going to take you into St. John chapter 6 and show you this principle or this method, this code of 153 in action. Okay? At this time, I wouldn't go into the Bible and read for you because, as I would have said before, I'm working on a Bible to get to you that you will be able to read without you have to mention Jesus, because they put Jesus all over the Bible to give you a different understanding, and they paint a picture of an idol so you would vibrate and that kind of thinking deep in your subconscious mind. But when you make it personal and understand that you are the Christ and you are the one in whom God must awake, then you will understand that the entire Bible is your own spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. So, yes, let us look into St. John chapter 6, where it tells of the story of the Christ, speaking of the higher state of consciousness, this place of awareness and enlightenment. When you come to that place of such intelligence, and it is said that the Christ was teaching a multitude, just like I am teaching you right now. And I'm teaching you because I would have had an experience. And I'm telling you that the experience is the Christ. Christ is not a title, it's an experience that will bring you into certain intelligence. Okay? And it's teaching you of this intelligence as the universal consciousness. As the universal intelligence, which is infinite intelligence, and that is what the one represents. And it is teaching you also that this one infinite intelligence would bring you to have the experience of grace and faith, and that is what the 5 really represent. And when you receive the understanding of what is grace and what is faith, you will realize that you have to be a magician using the elements to activate your magical self. And the elements of which I'm speaking is the element of water, earth, wind, fire, air, and you being the spirit, because you're a spirit having a human experience. So that's what the five really represents. So the one universal consciousness, which is actually the creative power in everyone, activating the elements, which is the entire makeup, to give you whatever you so desire. And so the tree represents the three levels of the arc, which is actually your body, which is your place of existence, where you exist in the physical realm, in the psychological realm, and in the spiritual realm. So when it says in the Bible that the ark had three levels, it speaks of the levels of consciousness, which is physical, psychological, and spiritual. And it is also teaching you that there's a light within you, there's a light above you, and there's a light beneath you. So when you understand this formula, you will understand also that it holds the mystery of 3, 6, and 9. So it tells you that the people who are listening to the Christ, they were hungry, teaching you that in this journey of life where we are seeking to know who we are, where we are seeking to discover our higher self, that we have needs. Because the system has things that have been put in place that we have to give heed to, because we are told to give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar, but give unto God what is God. So I'm teaching you now how to give to God, which is the higher self. That's what you're supposed to, so you'll be able to deal with your needs, because you have bills to pay and so on. And everyone wants to live a comfortable life. Everyone wants to be able to have more than enough. Everyone wants their cup to be filled and running over. And so it tells you that when everyone was saying that there's not enough to feed so many, that the intelligence, which represents one, was inspired by the senses, which are your disciples. So you had a thought, you had an idea, and you realized that there's a Lord. The Lord represents you. And you realize that the Lord has 2 fishes and 5 loaves. You have 5 senses. And you have a conscious and a subconscious mind. And you are a spirit. So you see right there the 3 and the 5 and the 1. So you now have to come into oneness of the power of who you are, knowing that this power that is in you can multiply, it can reproduce. Because when you look at nature, you see that everything, every seed, every species, it all reproduces after its own kind. And when it reproduces after its own kind, it brings forth in abundance. So you look all around and you see abundance. So right there, it is teaching you of the abundance code. As it is teaching you that the one who's aware and awakened and who knows of the code knows how to take the fish and the bread, how to bring the senses together, how to bring the outer and the inner, the conscious and the subconscious mind and the senses. And that is why when you realize how it really works, you come to realize that to contact the Christ self, you have to go into a place of silence. You have to go into that place of meditation. So it tells you that the Christ gave thanks and he prayed over the bread and the fish. When you realize that the substance of life or the sustenance that we all need in this life, that you can actually multiply just by a prayer, you would not hesitate to use that power. But you have to know that true prayer is desire and meditation. So you go into meditation, and when you go into meditation with your desire, you have to see that which you desire already would have taken place. So let's say you have to feed 5,000 people. You have to see 5,000 people eating. You have to see that these people are so filled that there are crumbs all over the place. You have to see your disciples picking up all of the crumbs even before you have said the prayer. So you have to see the end and not the in between. That's why it tells you, he put the people to sit down. What he's saying to you, you have to find a quiet place where you can sit or where you can lie, where you can concentrate and go into yourself to fulfill your desire, to be able to multiply, to be able to increase, to be able to come into the abundance code. And then you have to see your cup fill and running over. And that is what that scripture is actually teaching you. As it tells you that the disciples, I remember I told you already, a disciple is a follower, and what follow whoever it is your thoughts. So when you activate those qualities, because the disciples represent the qualities inside of you, when you activate those qualities, you realize that your cup will be filled and running over. So he said that they pick up the crumbs and there was so much left over. When first of all they were saying there's not enough. It is a story about your life and your power and how you can activate that power if you discover the code to your abundance. If you understand the power of your mind, if you understand true alignment, if you understand how you have to be connected with nature, if you come to understand that Christ is your higher self, and you learn to love yourself and embrace yourself and believe in yourself, it is teaching you that nothing will be impossible for you to accomplish. It is teaching you that you will be able to bring even more value to humanity, that you'll be able to feed the poor, that you'll be able to help those that are sick. It's teaching you that you will be able to fix many problems, because you will have the answer to many people's problem. And we see that it's teaching you there that it was a need. Because food is a need. And what you need more than anything else is the true bread. What you need more than anything else is the real food for your soul to help to build you and strengthen you so that you would believe in yourself and that you would use your imagination to create your reality consciously, because you come to realize that God is your imagination, and you come to realize that when you go into meditation, that it is you speaking to the Father within. And when you speak to the Father within, you've been told that whatsoever you ask, it is given. And it is also said that the only how you cannot receive is if you ask and miss your lust upon your lust with the wrong intentions, and you have doubt and you have fear. That's the only how. So you're the only one who can stop yourself. You're the only one that can decide whether you live in poverty or you live in abundance. So here I'm giving you the 153 code, which is actually a key. And many refer to that code as the Nikola Tesla code. But I'm saying to you that 369 is wrapped up in the 153 abundance code that is all over the Bible. And as time go by, I'm going to show you this code all over the Bible from one place to the next. And I'm going to show you all the techniques that you can use to prove what I am saying. But for a start, I have just started the 153 challenge, and I've started a Facebook group to do that challenge, whereby we're doing it for 27 to 33 days. And if you are not a part of that challenge already and you want to be a part of that challenge, you can always send me an email and I can always get you to be a part of this Facebook group. But I want to say to you, this is the hour, this is the time for you to manifest your reality consciously. And all the time I was teaching, I was just teaching about loving yourself and coming to self-realization. By this point in time, the universe wants me to teach the people how to come into their abundance, because this is the point where I'm being told, feed my lambs, feed my lambs. And I'm giving you the information, and all you have to do is believe. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. And I want to say to you, if you listen to me for the very first time, and what I'm saying to you, it really resonates with you, it really making sense to you, then I'm saying to you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. But before I leave you, I want to say to you that this message I bring to you, that it is the singular eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body be full of light. And my brother and my sisters, hadn't it been that that single eye has opened within me, when I would have felt that great mighty shaking, and I awake like a fiery being within myself, and ascended high, and rolled the stone away, and came out from my skull, and became invisible. Hadn't it been for that experience, I wouldn't have been here bringing this message to you, and always saying to you, do not let anyone deceive you by making you believe that the symbol of the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar, that it is an evil symbol. No, that's not true. It is the symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you, who is your own imagination, for you will have an awakened imagination. Also, it is the eye of the mystics, the eye of the prophets, the seers, those who will go beyond the skull and come into this infinite intelligence and share it with the rest of humanity. That is why I always give you the symbol of the single eye with my hand above my crown chakra, saying to you that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in an S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And you're told that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. In Psalm 84:11 and in Malachi 4:2, you're also told that the Son of Righteousness shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And truly, the sun has risen in me, and I'm bringing healing to all of humanity. That is why my encouragement to you is to look within, to discover that your real identity is your divinity, and to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power. Use it to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.